And the thing here that I need people to understand what's going on is that what we have seen from Donald Trump is absolutely a tanking of the economy. As I said, it was an excellent economy that was handed to him by President Biden, Vice President Harris, very similar, to be honest, to what happened in 2017, an excellent economy handed by President Barack Obama. And the twice impeached, criminally convicted felon con man in chief, who's filed for bankruptcy on 6 different occasions, he's managed to screw this whole thing up. I'm going to show this graphic here, and this is, whenever we use the phrase, go to my iPad, that does not, that means somebody effed around, and that's what you see right here. This was a tweet that was posted today. This is the first quarter of the year gross domestic product. Eurozone plus 4%, Italy plus 0.3%. I'm sorry, Eurozone plus 0.4%, Italy 0.3%, Germany 0.2%, Austria 0.2%, France 0.1%, Mexico 0.2%, the United States negative 0.3%. They promised us all these massive $2 trillion cuts from Doge. That fake Department of Government, I don't know what the hell it's even supposed to even be called. Now we know they've spent more money because of Doge. We've spent upwards of $200 billion more because of Doge. It was supposed to be cuts and cost savings. These idiots have destroyed an economy that was the #1 economy of the industrialized nations coming out of COVID. Congressman?
Well, look, Roland, you are absolutely right. The first 100 days of Donald Trump has been a crescendo of shit, a pile of shit that is directly affecting the American people. He only cares about one thing, and that's himself and his billionaire donors, including Elon Musk. And he has wrecked our economy. Consumer confidence is at a 50-year low. As you just noted, gross domestic spending now, we've seen now negative rate of growth in our economy. The last time that
One second. Congressman, we just lost your audio. Not sure why we just lost your audio. Let's see. Are you? Okay, there we go. There we go.
I hit a button there.
Okay,
sorry.
there we go.
The last time
you were a little animated. You hit the button there. So we need to hear you. Go ahead.
The economy shrunk this badly. We were in a pandemic. The only one to blame now is Donald Trump. Not only has his actions made the economy worse, but he promised that on day one, and surely within the first 100 days, the costs would come down. They're actually going up. Unemployment is on the rise. I represent Las Vegas. International travel is down 20%. I have major employers who are starting to lay people off, small businesses who are worried that they're not going to keep their doors open, workers who are starting to get termination checks or notices, and all of this because Donald Trump is more for himself than he is the American people. I was proud to join Leader Jeffries today. While we have Donald Trump in the White House causing chaos, and his budget and these tax breaks for billionaires are cruel, and there's corruption every single day coming out of this White House, the only person providing any leadership right now is Leader Hakeem Jeffries. And he laid out a clear plan forward for what House Democrats under his leadership, what he will do to ensure that we move America forward and that we actually center the people in our policy and get back to work.
To the point about tourism, look, you're there in Nevada. Look, Vegas is all about tourism. Donald Trump pissed off the Canadians. He's pissed off the Europeans. They're not flying into the country. They're not spending money in Vegas. I saw one story where one hotel chain, they laid off all of the concierge people except at the Bellagio and one other hotel. And here's what's crazy. We're going to play more of this a little bit later, but this is Trump in an interview with ABC's Terry Moran. And everybody talked about President Joe Biden and cognitive inabilities. This fool is truly living on another planet. Listen.
And Canadians, many of them, are really angry, furious about your talk about we're going to take over. Canada's going to become the 51st state. And it kind of is of a piece. A lot of travel is down into the United States from around the world. It feels like there's been reputational damage.
The country's doing great.
Well,
prices are down.
Not the tourism.
Gasoline's down. Energy's down. Tourism is going to be way up. Wait till you see the numbers. The tourism is way up.
Not now.
Now, Canada, tourism's doing very well. We're doing very well. We're doing very well. Wait till you see the real numbers come out in 6 months from now. Wait till you see the numbers.
But do you think, I'm going to ask you, if I may, do you think
Okay, he said six months from now. What the hell is he talking about? Prices are down. That's a lie. Egg prices are not down. He straight lied over and over and over. This man is a liar, and House Republicans and Senate Republicans, that cult, they're out of this world. And again, they're so fixated on woke and DEI that the nation is being screwed.
He's full of shit is what he is. International travel is down 15%. And specifically when it comes to Canada, for Las Vegas, that is a third of all international travel. I have heard directly from the heads of the major companies in Las Vegas, the hotels on the Strip, and the workers, the unions, who are very concerned. He doesn't know anything. Look, he's trying to do the same thing to America that he did to his companies, run it into the ground. Well, it's time that we run him into the ground and his policies into the ground. These tariffs, which are taxes that Americans pay, not some foreign government, are causing costs to go up. Cost on everything from groceries to appliances, including, cell phones and computers. In Las Vegas, another issue that we have is housing affordability. The housing crisis is a real issue. Well, what do we need to build affordable housing? Lumber, steel, aluminum, all that's going up. I met with the local small business owner who is trying to project what they should do for the second and third quarter of this year. They don't even know because it's an on-again, off-again strategy. They don't even have a strategy. And what is also horrific about this, Roland, is working people and low-income individuals, specifically Black Americans, are going to be the hardest hit because we pay these tariffs, these taxes on goods more than anybody. And, that is why I led two things. During the Ways and Means hearing, we had the trade representative, and I called him out. I said,
"Oh, I know. In fact, I got that queued up. You were a little hot. Y'all watch."
I'm hot over all this because my people.
There was no strategy, there was no plan. The president chose to take actions that he didn't even have the authority to take. He's put our economy in disarray and near collapse. We have small businesses and Americans who are concerned about their well-being, people's retirement, people's 529 accounts went down because of this administration. We have people that are planning to send their kids to college this fall. People who are retiring whose benefits have declined. Is this market manipulation?
No.
Why not? If it was a plan, if it was always the plan, how is this not market manipulation?
It's not.
Now, Congressman Horsford, you were ripping him. This is the U.S. trade rep. He had no idea what the hell was happening with tariffs. Trump pulled back some tariffs while he was sitting there talking to you. What is happening here is beyond obscene. And what's crazy to me is Fox News, conservative talk radio, digital outlets, Republicans. If Biden had done any of this, if Biden-Harris had set up this thing Donald Trump Jr. is doing, where you can give $500,000 and get private sessions with cabinet members. If you got CEOs paying several million just to meet with him in Mar-a-Lago, the meme coin as well. This is a massive grift from this thug con man, and Republicans and conservatives and MAGA. They are quiet as a mouse pissing on cotton in church.
It is obscene. It's also corruption. It is a crime. Market manipulation is fraud. It is a felony. I know, he's already a convicted felon, but if he or members of his staff or family members, members of Congress, Marjorie Taylor Greene, all these people were given heads up information that's called insider trading. And then the very next day after he told people to go, this was a good day to go buy. And then just a few hours later, while his trade representative was testifying before Congress, trying to defend whatever the hell they were doing with these tariffs, which are taxes, he paused it. That news broke just minutes before I questioned that trade representative. That's why I was so hot, because I started to realize this is the grift. He is trying to give his billionaire friends insider information. And you know what, Roland, the very next day, billionaires made $300 billion on their investments.
And not just billionaires.
In one single day.
Not just billionaires. Here's a tweet, here's a post regarding Marjorie Taylor Greene. She bought stock in Palantir on April 8th. April 17th, a $30 million deal between Palantir and ICE was announced. She sits on the House Committee on Homeland Security. The stock has gone up 48% in 3 weeks since her purchase. Boy, that's pretty damn timely.
It's a crime, is what it is. I have sponsored legislation to prohibit members of Congress from being able to trade stocks. The fact that she sits on the committee and has certain privileged information over the company that she invested in, but the timing of it, Roland, is what I really want to focus on.
Right.
Whether it was Marjorie Taylor Greene or billionaires or other people who are associated with Donald Trump and his thiefdom, they committed a crime. That is market manipulation. People go to jail for that. And it's time for them to be held accountable. I led a letter with 131 members, colleagues, House Democrats, calling for all of this information. Who knew what, when, where? Show me the documents. Oh, and I want the signal chats too. And they have not responded, which is also showing that he is not even following the rule of law and the separation of government and Congress's oversight of the executive branch. And so we're going to be following up on that as well. But I also want to just press on one other thing, Roland. That same day, Republicans here in Congress, Speaker Johnson, were rushing to the floor to pass their Screw America budget, which now is up for votes in committees, that will cut $2 trillion on the backs of the American people by taking away their health care, by taking away funding for housing, by attacking and strangling Social Security, by breaking our promise to veterans, by taking away food for children. To do what? To give tax breaks to Elon Musk. Not permanent tax breaks for moms and dads, but a permanent tax breaks for billionaires. This is why the American people have to be out pushing every member of Congress on both sides of the aisle to vote against this crap of a bill, because of how harmful it is. So at the very time that our economy is going into recession, when we've had negative growth for the first time since the pandemic, when consumer confidence is at a 50-year low, unemployment rates are going up, cost on everything that the American people, working people buy is going up. This man wants to give tax breaks to billionaires? Give me a fucking break.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Congressman Stephen Horsford, keep the pressure on, and we're going to keep doing it ourselves.
Appreciate you having me on, Roland.
Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. The window to invest in Fanbase is closing. We've raised over $10.6 million of our $17 million goal. That means there's room for less than 6,370 people to invest in Fanbase for the average amount. The minimum to invest in Fanbase right now is $399. That makes you an owner in Fanbase today. Go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. Why? Because current social apps have taken advantage of users for far too long, with content suppression, shadow banning, harmful racist content, and no real tools for monetization and equity. Fanbase has over 1.4 million users and counting, allowing anyone to reach all their following and monetize their content from day one. Social media is the new TV, and whoever owns the apps that distribute that content have the opportunity to own potential billion-dollar companies. While big platforms with uncertain futures are failing to serve their users, Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now, invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the next generation of social media.